Finally, the last chapter of this book. It's been a long journey, longer than I expected it to ever be. I wish we could have gotten to one other book that Christopher Paul Curtis has read, but that just wasn't meant for this year. A lot of things weren't, I guess. Again, as we read, I do want you to listen and visualize to help you understand what is happening. And this is the last part of the book. I always cry every time I read it. And I think with things going on around us in our country today, I have a lot more emotion with it, a lot more things that are coming up because I know that racism is still real. And I know that a lot of the things that people went through during slavery, that a lot of the Black Americans went through during slavery, still has an effect on the way that they live now. And it shouldn't be that way. And we would hope that we could say, oh, slavery's over. So segregation's over, civil rights is over, there's no more racism. But we know that's not true. And it still breaks my heart today that that's what's happening. And that people of color, myself included, are not always welcome in some places or not always treated fairly. And so we, Ms. Christothula and I, we want to, and Dr. Bruder and our whole staff at McGilvra, we come out and say that that is not okay. And that we want to be people who are of change. We want to be the ones that listen to people's stories and say that it is something that has to stop, and it starts with me. So as I read the last part, if I get a little choky or teary, it's because this book is just so powerful for me as a mom, and this part really touches me all the time, but also because I know that there's so much going on, and I know there's a lot of hurt and a lot of questions, and I'm so thankful that actually that there's an author like Christopher Paul Curtis who can tell stories and bring issues still to us to share and talk about. And I'm thankful for all the things that we are able to learn and talk and just be in a community with today. So enjoy this last part of the book. If you have any questions or things you want to talk about, of course, please let me know about it. There we go. Remember, we lost. Whew, that book is always super emotional for me. A little bit more emotional this time than most. I could not stop because I can't imagine having to be in anyone's shoes like that. I can't imagine living that life. I can't imagine my ancestors or my history of my people having that in their lives, and that hurt. And so here we are. And I would love for you to respond to this book. Write to me about it. Draw me a picture, please. Write what you think of this book and why. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What parts did you like? Did you not like anything? What message did you get from it? What do you think the author was trying to tell us? What did you learn about Elijah? Anything that you want to respond and write back to, I would love to read it. Don't forget to include what you learned from the story from Elijah. What did you learn? Why would you think Miss Lee would even pick reading this book to you? And it's not just so I can cry year after year after year, okay? And then at the end, please draw me a picture with a few sentences to describe your art, whatever you feel, whatever you're thinking. Thank you for being on this journey with me. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I think of you all the time, and so does Ms. Christothulu, and it's reasons because of the things that are going on right now outside of our world, where we want to make this, we want to be better, so that you can be better and that we all can be better, better together. And we can make changes and we can make life joyful and happy in one loving community that's together and not torn apart. Okay? So thank you.